Hi, my name is Tammy, and I've been living and working in Europe for about 3 years now. At the top of this year, I decided to move into a new apartment, and what was supposed to be me just getting a few things here and there to make the space feel more like home turned into a full-on home decor journey. And so instead of making video after video about that, I decided to put a series on the channel that shows what I'm doing in my new space. Now, these are not tutorials. I am not a decor guru. I'm just a creative soul who wants to make my new apartment feel at home. And I want to share that process with you. My hope is that my journey inspires yours. Hey y'all, so this came. I think I know what this is. I have been waiting for this package for a long periodically time. Y'all, it's been a minute since I ordered this. And so we're gonna open this up together. I wanted y'all to see my reaction on camera. Oh, and by the way, I put the finishing touches on the guest room the other day. It looks really good. It's very Tammy-esque. I'll do some detailed shots of it so y'all can actually see it. It might be in a separate video, but it looks nice in there. I went in there yesterday and had dinner and was just sitting there. Oh yeah, this is the one. And I was so disappointed because I ordered a piece on another website and it never came. And I'm still waiting on them to issue me a refund. And so I had to pivot and change my whole design plan to include this piece. So. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm better than I thought I was. Y'all, this I could already see a sneak peek of it. Oh wow. Oh, it's beautiful. So this is a piece. Let me go back so y'all can really see it. All right. So the name of the piece is Horns in Motion. Yeah, I wanted some black art in this space. And I found it. It looks good on camera, but the matte is cutting some of the picture off. And if I don't use the matte, then the photo, the picture is too small for this. It's too small by like a couple of inches. And so what I need to decide is, do I want to just hang it up as is, or do I want to order a smaller frame? My mind is telling me to just order a smaller frame. But that means I have to take this one back. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. And I'm getting to the point now where I want this to be over, but I also want my stuff to look right. First of all, I want to say kudos to me because I picked a great piece of art to go in this room. I was going to try to angle it above my headboard right there, but I remember that the headboard is nailed to the wall and it's soft, and I don't want to mess up my hard work. So I put it on the windowsill just to see how it would look in the space, and I like it. I actually like how it pulls out the gray tones, but also adds some purple into the room and it adds some warmth with the walnut frame. That's exactly what I was going for because this room is very white. Speaking of this room being very white, I think that the white matting actually defeats the purpose of adding color and warmth into this room versus, you know, leaving it as is. But that means that I'm gonna have to order a slightly smaller frame, and I'm prepared to do that. Um, I have to mentally prepare to take the frame back though. I got the frame from IKEA. And so that's not something that I want to do, but I'm gonna have to just make time in my schedule to drop the frame off. All right, we're in my bedroom now, and I wanted to give y'all an update. So, I was showing y'all earlier that I purchased a piece for my bedroom, but unfortunately, the frame that I purchased was too large. And so, another frame came today, and I was able to frame it. Y'all, look how beautiful it is. I love how the purple and the dark gray tones in this picture actually go with the dark wood frame that I chose. I knew that I wanted dark wood tones in this room because of all the white and just all the neutral colors in here. I felt like it would warm up the space. I did have to do a bit of trimming of the piece so that it would fit in the frame, but I couldn't be more happy with the job that I did. Okay, so I'm doing a dry fit of the wall art. Y'all, look how little that is. You see the length of my headboard and you see the art. Oh, no, it needs to be bigger, y'all. Ugh. I mean, I could put it across from the bed. It would even look good over there. But I specifically got it to go over my bed. Like that's where it's gonna make the most impact. Oh Lord. I just want to give up and leave my room plain. I mean, I got nice lamps. I got a nice headboard. I just want to give up and leave my room plain. Like I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna put this. I don't like it. I love the picture. I don't like it though. Like on camera, it's reading like it looks good, but watch this. Look at all of that wall space. That's because it needs to be bigger. Ugh, I don't like it. I thought that my picture that I bought and framed would look good on this wall. Let me try to balance it so y'all can see. Oh, it's so big. I can't even balance it with one hand. So right now it's a mirror here, but maybe I can. You can't even see. Hold on, let me. There we go. Maybe I can cover up that mirror and put the picture right here. I can't hold it up. I can't hold the picture and the camera at the same time. But I propped it up against here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So I thought maybe I could do that. And I might keep the wood tones. I might spray paint it silver. I don't know. I don't know. It might be good to just get it on the wall and then see what I like. Because this entry table is wood, and that's wood. They're just different colors. And, there's white in this area, there's silver in this area. I probably can get some little cheap accents to put on this entryway table just to pull all the colors together. The apartment came with this piece. It's so pretty. There's like natural wood tones all throughout the apartment. The flooring is this natural wood tone. Um, and so Like I could use that to pull the two pieces together and do some more things, to pull the other colors, the white in and the silver in. I went on and I put the picture on the wall above this little entryway table, and I like this configuration. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep the dark wood tone. It does add something to this room, but I'm going to need some accent pieces to kind of tie into the rest of the room. I was thinking maybe a vase in silver or gold. I'm leaning more towards silver, and then of course maybe something to match the other wood tones or not. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I also want to keep this candle here because I like the smell. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I wanted to do some shelf styling on this bookshelf. It was actually in my bedroom, but I moved the furniture around to make the space a little bit more functional for me. And I moved this bookshelf into the entryway. And so I got some pieces, and also I combined some pieces that came with the apartment. And so I wanted to show you what I plan on doing. Also, just let you see my process of styling this bookcase. All right, so this is a lovely piece. There are a lot of wood tones in this apartment. And when I saw this piece, this sculpture, I absolutely fell in love with it. I actually found something similar in the guest room slash den. Um, when I purchased pieces for that project, and I had this in mind. It's so gorgeous. I feel like it holds its own. I don't think it needs anything else, but we'll see what I do. This, I was out actually sending a package off today, and some of the stores here are multi-purpose shops. So not only can you buy things in the shops, but they also have parcel drop off in the shop. And I was just perusing around the store and I found this. Let me bring it closer so you can actually see it. I love the amber tones and also the brassy gold tones. I feel like they pair nicely with some of the wood tones that I'm adding to the apartment, and then of course some of the brassy accents. And then last but not least, I went to my favorite store today to try to find some more decor accents, and I didn't find much, but this is what I found. I love going to that particular store. It's called Action. I mentioned it so many times in this video, but I love finding things on the cheap. Like I can go online and see it drastically marked up, and then go in Action, and it's like for a fraction of the cost. Last but not least, there are so many that I'm not going to carry them in here right now, but I went to a local used bookstore. It's actually like a thrift bookstore, and they have books for like the cheap. And so like you can get like 5 books for $1. And so like for the shelf styling project, I definitely wanted to use books. Books is, especially if you can find them on the cheap, they are a really good way to add some character to a bookcase. Like you can add color with the books. Like you can do a lot of things with books in your home decor. And so like, 5 for $1, like you can get a lot of books for cheap. The lady was so gracious. I think that their card machine was broken, or like I think I only would have spent. I don't even think I would have spent like $10 because it was a thrift bookstore. So some of the books that I got was free, and others were like deeply discounted. And so I got a whole lot of books, which I'll show you in a minute. But she gave them all to me for free. Um, I think the amount of books that I was going to actually purchase was under a certain amount, and with the fees that she has to pay, she was just like, you know what? I'm the owner. Just take the books. And I really thank her for that. So let's go, and I'm gonna show you how many books that I bought, and I'm gonna actually show you how to style them, how to prepare them for styling. Y'all look at all of these books. So this is the bag. It's pretty deep, and it's basically filled to the brim with a bunch of books. And so I'm into home decor. I watch home decor vlogs. So I can't say that this idea was totally my own. But listen, let me pass on some good news. So basically, when you style a shelf, what you want to do is you want to get hardback books. Now, there are coffee table books that have nice jackets on them, but for the most part, when you're styling a shelf, you want to take the jackets off of the books. And since I'm using them for specifically decor purposes, I'm going to just kind of throw the jackets away. My landlord said like if I have to leave some stuff behind, I can, and so that just freed me to do what I want to do for this temporary space, but also not feel bombarded about like having to move everything out when I move. But I specifically love this book because it's brown, like some of the accents that I bought, and the jacket also has those gold accents as well. And so all I'm fixing to do now is just take the jackets off of a lot of these books. A lot of these books also are like black. Like this one is a black one. Of course it's red, but this is the part of the book that's kind of prominent. So all I'm doing really is, I think my plan of attack, this one is purple, so this will be a pop of color. So I think my plan of attack is just kind of taking the jackets off and probably just arranging them by color. And yeah, let's get started arranging these books. So as you can see, I have a rhyme and a reason, and I'll tell you about it. So these are like my white books, but also this stack is like my really thick, hefty books. Like you see how thick they are. This is my green stack. This is my brown stack. I only have two, and I'm kind of, disappointed that a lot of these weren't brown. But again, I'll take it because I got these books for free. The glossy books are kind of messing with the aesthetic. I put them in the mix, but I may take them out of the mix, or I might put them on another shelf where they blend in a little bit easier. And these are all like my colorful books. These are my blue books, my purple books, and then I had the most black books. My goal was to get this shelf full of books, and then I think I wanted to do this shelf and this shelf using these as bookends. I might even purchase another one of these, or I think I also had the idea to add like a plant here. It was a plant here originally, but change out the pot to like silver. I'm really into like mixing metals and doing silver and gold, and we have a lot of brassy gold here, and so I wanted to do just one little pop of silver. But I'm just gonna see where my imagination takes me. I feel like I want some of those big juicy books over here, but we'll see, what colors I have, and then we'll go from there. All right, so as you can see, we got all of the books on the shelf, and I'm happy with the configuration. I like the way that I spread out all of the colors and grounded it with the neutrals. And so, yeah, I have to get a piece for here, to put on top of here. But I think that I don't know if I'm going to add a plant there. Well, let me just see. I mean, I do have a reference point. I do not like this green pot, so let's just use the black one. I don't know if I like it there. Hold on. At least we got the books on the shelves. Now, let's see if we should add a plant, or will it be too busy? I don't know. Low key, I like it sandwiched in between the books, but I don't know if I'm sold on it yet. Part of me wants to go minimalist and just add a few little touches on the shelf and then just leave it alone, because the books are so many different colors, and I feel like it might be doing a bit much What am I fixing? But I feel like it. Oh, I like that like right there though. But anyway, I feel like it might be doing a bit much to add like greenery on this shelf. But yeah, that's my final answer. And I like the way when I scooted this vase over here and made it more prominent on the shelf. I like that configuration. You know, and I may not add silver, y'all. I might just get another one of these and put it right here. Mm, I don't know. We'll see what I do, but I'll definitely update you. But yeah, I like it so far. So as you know, I've been working on this hallway shelf and I was pleased with how it came out except for one area and that was this one. And so there are a couple of things that I want to show you. So number one, instead of buying bookends to make these books stand upright, what I did was I just staggered the books on the shelf. So I pushed the bottom book more to this side and I pushed the top book more to this side. And then I just angled the books on the shelf so that they would stand upright, like so. And so that's that on that. So before I got the last piece today, this is what the shelf looked like. And then I added this. And I really do like how it came together. I was gonna do like a mixed metal look on this shelf because we have brass on this and this, but I thought that the brown wood tones in this sculpture would go a lot better, and so that's what I did. Also, the piece that I had down here was not substantial enough. Like it wasn't taking up enough real estate. And so I just went perusing in a local store and I found this. And I really like it because it really does tie in the colors of the entryway table that's parallel to this shelf. And so I really do like it. It kind of protrudes out, but not enough for me to like bump the shelf. I don't even walk this close to the shelf. I was a little bit worried about how it protrudes out, but I really like this piece. I like how rustic and wood that it is, and I like how this dark wood tone and this medium wood tone really do play off of one another. So I'm really happy with it. I like the colors of the books and how they uh, add a little bit of color to this neutral palette. And then I also like the darker tones playing homage to some of the wood tones that I'm finding throughout this apartment. Thing number two is adding this metallic plant pot to this little tree on my entryway table. I just really like the configuration. The pot wasn't even 10 euros, or maybe it was a little over 10 euros. But I remember that it was quite inexpensive for such a decorative piece. Like, I really adore how simple this pot is, but also how dramatic it is at the same time. This space is more about that balance. Like they went for a very Scandinavian, modern, minimalist feel. So I want to make sure I don't overcrowd the space with the touches that I'm adding, but I also want to just add a little something, a little personality to the space, if you will. So it's the weekend and some packages came, and I wanted to give you an update on the styling that I'm doing in my apartment. So this came. Y'all remember when I was saying that it looked a little bit naked, just with like the little tree here? Like it was cute and whatnot, but I was like, it needs something more. And so I actually was gonna style this on my shelf, but when I opened it, I immediately knew that it needed to go on this little entryway table. So I'm really pleased with it. Also, that little tray was sitting on my dining room, not my dining room table, my coffee table in my living room. But I thought that it would look really interesting underneath this planter to give it just a little bit more height and a little bit more interest. I feel like these two pieces are a little far apart from each other though, and I'm tempted to put something in the middle here. Like I feel like some books would look really good right here, and it would tie into the bookshelf. But I don't know if I want to buy any more books, or if I want to just like pull some from the shelves and put them here. But I was absolutely thinking about putting some books here. I think it would add color to the space, but also fill this empty space. And I also moved the candle holder away from here as well, because I felt like it was taking away from the vignette that I was trying to create. This area of my apartment, we were doing this bookshelf, and I am so happy with how it turned out. However, I was looking at the space and I saw this area, and I felt like some artwork would go really good above my video surveillance box in the entryway of my apartment. Again, there's a lot of white walls in this space, and so artwork and the books and the knickknacks that I chose all help to bring warmth into this area. That's what I'm trying to do without painting the walls or using peel and stick wallpaper, because who don't have the time or just the fortitude to do all of that is me. So I thought again some artwork would go here, and so I'm just gonna do a dry fitting. I found a frame for a reasonable amount, and I want to make sure that it fits. So I'm going to go get the frame. We're going to do a dry fitting, and we're going to see if it actually will look good in this space, or if I need to size down. Okay, this actually fits. Now I was going to go with something smaller, probably the size of the artwork inside of the frame, but it looks really good. Now I would center this on the wall a little bit more instead of like lining it up above my video surveillance monitor. But it looks really good, and you can see like the rich brown of the frame. They had something similar to this in like it's a square instead of rectangle, and it was one of those frames where it has a little paper clip. It was a collage frame, but it didn't have a plexiglass on the outside, and so I was like, no. One of the things that you need to know about buying inexpensive frames is you need the plexiglass on the inside, or it's gonna look cheap. And so, okay, now let's open up the artwork. Now from the size of the box, it looks like that this piece is going to be big enough for this frame. But I remember in my mind wanting to scale down the frame to a smaller frame, but ordering a larger piece so that I could cut it down to size. And so again, I don't know what size this is. I forgot. They did a really good job of wrapping this up. I cannot wait to see this in person. When I saw it online, I fell madly in love with it. And again, you want to purchase posters or art prints instead of, if you're trying to save money. Now, of course, I condone buying black and supporting black artists, but that comes with a larger price tag at times. And later on in my life's journey, when I can afford it, I will do that. But for now, we be buying posters. And who knows? Like, I think that the original artists of the posters actually are black. I'm not sure. I would have to do a bit of research. Oh, wow, y'all. Look at this. I don't even have it open all the way, but you see the richness of these colors? That's what I'm talking about. Baby, get you a poster. So this is the print. I'm going to try to hold it up so you can see. It is featuring a subject that is black, and the subject has a gold stripe that's covering most of their face. And then there are rust tones in the poster, as well as this deep blue background, I think. Or is it gray? It's like a bluish gray. Because in some lights it looks gray, but in other lights it looks blue. When I purchased this, it looked more blue. The artwork that's hanging over my console table at the other end of the hallway, it has blue tones in it, it has purple tones in it, so I wanted something that would pull those tones down to the other side of the hallway. I also have a lot of brown and gold tones, I love modern art. I love abstract art. I love minimal art. And I feel like this piece really does hit all of those. I cannot wait to frame this and get this on the wall. This just in. Y'all, look at this chocolatey goodness that is lining the entryway, the hallway of my apartment. It is so good, y'all. I'm going to just run down the middle of it so you can actually see. Look how beautiful it is. Oh my goodness. This is the view from the other angle. So good. For a bit of context, this is my living room rug. You can see that prominent chocolate brown swirl on the back side, and then the front side, there is this chocolate brown marking on it. I absolutely love this rug. And we just brought that chocolate brown right on up into the hallway area. Hi y'all, so the last time you saw me on camera, I was showing you this beautiful rug in my hallway, and now I need to actually place it. So I've lived with it in the space for a few days. I absolutely love it. Again, it just brings in those brown tones from my living room into the hallway, the main hallway and entryway area. And so now we need to do some permanent placement. So rug packs can be expensive. They can almost be the cost of a rug itself. And so I went online and I found a solution. Let me see. I found these. And I'm going to show them to you. So basically, they are sticky pads. I'm going to show you the illustration on the back. So you see the illustration on the back. and you can put them in 4 corners of your rugs to hold them down. One of the things that I notice about rugs, when they first come out of the package, they're rolled up, they sometimes don't lay flat. But with my runner, I just let it rest on the floor for a few days. In those areas that, especially on the corners that were like kind of lifting up, I noticed that they've settled down with time. But this rug don't have no grip. And I have laminate floors. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put these down. This is an interesting angle, right? But I wanted to illustrate how I'm gonna do this. So I wanted the runner to go in between this console table that's behind me and the bookshelf that's further down the hall. And so the first thing that I'm gonna do is just place it. Like, I pretty much did a dry fitting of where I want it. But again, this thing slips and slides and that's not very safe. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place it. I'm just gonna make sure that it's in the area that I want it and that it's somewhat straight. Now, just like a black card, this rug is already showing lint, so once I get it in place, I am going to have to vacuum it. Oh, I hope y'all can see me. Now that I got it in place relatively to my liking, I'm gonna open this up. Don't tell me I ain't got no scissors, or this needs scissors, because that's not gonna work. Oh no. All right, hold please. We're gonna have to go get scissors. These have adhesive, and so anytime you have things with adhesive, you're gonna have to clean the surface to make sure that they stick. And so what I got here is some rubbing alcohol and some paper towels. I'm gonna use one paper towel to wipe and one paper towel to dry. And then also, you know, these things, they have this like grippy side and then they have the adhesive side. I'm going to assume that the grippy side is more towards the floor. I don't know, before I peel off the adhesive side, we'll see. We'll see what works. I'll roll this back. And actually, I'm gonna use the rug as my guide. Let's see. So it's about here that I actually need it to stick. So what I do is I just over apply the alcohol. I apply it in like a broad area so that I can make sure that I get the area that I actually need. You know, because when you spend your money on products, you want them to work. I don't want to have to do this again for a little while. And actually, just in case I mess up, I bought 2 packs. So there's 4 of these pads that come in a pack. I think this is a very cost-effective solution for not having to buy a whole rug pad. Okay, so I'm just cleaning my floor, making sure that I get all the debris off of there. Actually, the alcohol is drying on this laminate pretty well. I'm gonna do first, this is actually sticky. Y'all hear that? All right, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna just do a dry fitting, and I'm gonna just put it down on the floor like that to see if it actually. Okay, it actually sticks to the floor, y'all. Y'all hear it? Especially if the floor is clean. Okay, so it seems like the white side actually does go to the floor, and it actually suctions to the floor when the floor is clean, which is awesome. So I feel confident. Let's go in. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now what I could do, I'm gonna do it like this. All right, so I'm sticking it to the rug. I'm gonna move the camera so y'all can see the other corner of the rug. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking the pad So this white grippy side is gonna be towards the floor, and then the adhesive side is actually gonna be what I stick to the rug. I wanna get it as close to the corner as possible without it showing from the front. So right about here, and then just press down. Okay, here goes nothing, y'all. The moment of truth. Okay, it looks pretty flat. When I first got this rug, the corners on this end was like sticking up a little bit. It's a corner that's sticking up just a little bit, but you know, it doesn't have to be like perfect. And actually, like to the naked eye, it looks centered and stuff. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go all the way down to the other end, and I'm just gonna repeat the process. Then we'll do a test to see if these things actually work. Got her down on the floor. I am so happy with the placement. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it looks so good. And so now let's do a test. So as you can see, I'm walking on it. It's not shifting. Thank goodness. And then I'm gonna do a test. So it wiggles a little bit in the middle. If I really wanted to be like meticulous, I have 4 more of these pads, so I could put 2 in the middle, but I'm happy with the placement. Like if you walk on it normally, it's not like shifting and moving like it was, and that's a slip hazard. So yeah, now I gotta vacuum it, and that's it. I've been putting this next part off for quite a long time, and now it's time to get down to business. And that's actually fitting my artwork into this frame and getting the frame on the wall. And so I'm going to let you know what materials that I'm using, and then we're gonna get started. So the first thing that I'm using is this utility type knife. It's kind of like an X-Acto knife, but it's a cheaper version. This helps me to get detailed cuts and help me to get the artwork straight when I'm trying to fit it to the frame. Once I start the process of actually fitting my artwork into this frame, you'll see why this tool comes in handy. These scissors are just for me to open the picture frame up and take it out of the plastic. You want to be careful when you're opening the picture frame, especially not making contact with the plexiglass, because if it shows scratches, then you have just cheapened your artwork. And so we want things to be inexpensive, but we don't want things to look cheap. The next thing that I have is a cardboard box. So whenever you're using tools like this, you want to protect your surfaces, whether you're doing it on a countertop or a table. Now, if you have a crafting table and you don't care about marking it up, that's one thing. But this is my dinette table, and it's not my furniture. The furniture came with the apartment. I want my deposit back. And so I always use a cardboard box with a little bit of thickness, because when I'm using this tool, I like to press down really deep to make sure my cuts are exact. All right, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and open the artwork up. My scissors kind of made contact with the plexiglass. Is this real glass? It's giving real glass. It's been a long time since I used one of these frames, so I forgot exactly if it's plexiglass or real glass, but you don't want to make contact with it. That's the thing. That's the point, guys. So we're gonna take this off. Y'all, I'm so excited. Y'all saw me unbox the artwork. It's such a beautiful piece. And now to get in the frame, listen, this is what adulting is made of, okay? This is what I get excited about. So again, let's open up the artwork and let you see it. Ugh, it's such a beautiful piece. I can't wait to get this in my hallway. It's this that we're doing. It's significantly larger than the frame, but just like with clothing, you can always size up and then cut it down to your liking. It's about just finding the part of the artwork that you actually want to cut. Unfortunately, well, I'm gonna try to preserve the artist's signature. I mean, that's what makes artwork stand out, and that's what gives it that high-end, like, look, the actual signature of the artist. So I'm gonna try to preserve that. But there is a portion of the subject that I'm going to have to cut off, right? Okay, I do want the top of the head. So what it's looking like is there's a portion of the right arm that I'm gonna cut into, and there's also a portion of the yellow line that I'm gonna cut into. I want to make sure that I at least get the top of the subject's head and the slightest edge of the artist's name is on here. Start at the top. So I put my body weight on it, honey. I press down. And I like cut into the box. That's why I put it on top of this table. And you just gotta take your time with it. Because if you try to go too fast, you might inadvertently cut it uneven, and that's not what you want. Let's reveal. So I'm gonna lift this up. Oh my goodness. That looks amazing. So we still have quite a bit of the subject. We have that beautiful bold mustard line that just makes this piece striking. We also have the artist's name. I could have went in a bit more with the artist's name, but you know what? I did a really good job. It should be relatively easy now that it's sized correctly. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get the glass. I'm so glad that I don't have to peel the film off of this glass, because that is a chore. I hate tedium. See how perfectly that fits in the frame? It's like a little big, but I can work with it. this is how it looks framed. Now I want to look at it. Okay. I would like it to be a little bit closer to the glass. This is one of those frames that would benefit. You see the glare that the glass is giving? It like takes away from the artwork a little bit. But do I want to do this over? No. I don't want to do this over. I mean, I could just hang it on the wall and live with it in the space. I do have my receipt, so if I don't like it, I can always just take it back to the store and try to get another solution. I cut this down. I do need to make a note of how big this frame is, or how big this frame is, so that I can make sure that I get the right size now that it's cut down. But I like the artwork now that it's framed, but it is giving a glare because it's not flush to the glass. And I don't want to risk cutting it again and like really mess it up. It's easier to cut your artwork when it's bigger, but when it's smaller, it's harder. And so we will live with it for now. This is one of them frames though that would benefit from an art light, so you could really see the art inside the frame. I'm not about to mount one in the hallway though. We already got one up. We're not fixing to have a bunch of art lights in this apartment. So, yeah, this is what it is looking like. And I will see you in the next section of this series. As you can see, the artwork is on the wall. Now, the only thing that I am having some reservations about is that it's more inset than I would like it to be. But all that work that you saw me put in to get the artwork in this frame, I am not fixing to take it out. That is a later me issue. But I absolutely love it. I was eyeing a place right by my door, like at the end of the hallway, that I might switch this artwork to. But for now, I like it right here. Again, I love the rich colors. I feel like it ties into some of the spines of the books on the bookshelves and also the shelf decor that I used. Also, as you can see, I am done for now styling this space. I've got most of my prominent pieces in here. So we've got a runner, we've styled the bookcase, we styled the console table to my liking, and we've got some artwork. So for now, it looks good. I think future directions, of course, is to get another piece of artwork by the door just to make the space a little bit more cozy. I also noticed as I was filming, there's this column that separates this space from the living space that could use a little razzle dazzle. Now I might do some peel and stick wallpaper. I don't know what print that I would use, but I would definitely do like a print. And it is such a small space that I wouldn't feel too intimidated by actually doing some wallpaper and adding some texture to it, especially right as you walk into the door. So that's a later me thing. That might be something that I vlog about later. I'll definitely let you in on any updates that I do to the space. But for now, I'm satisfied.
Is it really enough? Giving my heart and my soul, but still don't feel like enough. Feeling inadequate, still getting after it. Trust me, the feeling is tough. Feeling is rough. Hold on a second, I'm thinking too much. Really wanna flow like water, but I don't drink it enough. Spending more time with my daughter, really enjoying the innocence. Teaching her mind, omnipotence. All of the things I've never been taught, stuck in my mind. All of these thoughts throwing me off. But hold that thought just for a second. I got 2 incoming calls.
Tell me that I am enough. Tell me that I am enough. Tell me that I'm not too much. Tell me that I'm more than fragile. Tell me that I'm more than fragile. Tell me that I am much. Tell me that I'm more than fragile.